Transco, may tanong lang po ako sa Transco. Kasi po, dito po, eto, tingin ko wala namang kasalanan ng NGCP dito. Wala kayong kasalanan dito. Ang may kasalanan dito, concession agreement, yung concession natin, agreement natin. Kasi, yung po ating concession fee is $3.9 billion. At ang equivalent noon, during that time, na ang foreign exchange is $1 to 42 pesos and 75 cents. Nakapeg tayo doon. Nakapeg. Ibig sabihin, ang babayaran nila, 42 pesos and 75 cents mula 2009 hanggang 2034. Question, what do you think about this agreement, this provision, na kung saan nakapeg po tayo sa 42.75? Ang binabayaran po sa atin ng ating pong concessionaire ay nakapix. Walang provision na dapat is merong escalation. Kasi nadadagdagan yung assets natin eh. Bumibili tayo ng mga real property eh. Di ba? Nag-ano tayo, nag-escalate yung ating mga yung ating mga assets eh. But in here, because of this, nawawalan po tayo ng malaking pera. And it is violative of EPIRA law. Particularly, Republic Act 9136, Section 47. Paki-ano mo nga yung yung number 7, please. Number 6 po. Number 6 pala. Number 6. Sige, number 6. Ayan, sa number 6 po, yan po yung concern. Kasi kanina sabi niyo 163 billion. Hindi ko alam kung sino ang tama dito. 168. So, sabihin na lang natin 168.9 billion. Nakapeg po tayo sa 42 pesos and 75 cents. So, ito po sinasabi ng EPIRA. Next tayo. Ang sabi ng EPIRA, 9136, Section 47A, pag pinrivatize po natin yung NPC, ito na nga, pinrivatize na po natin transmission. The privatization value to the national government of the NPC generation assets, real estate, other disposable assets, as well as IPP contracts shall be optimized. Ang sabi, yung privatization value, kailangan i-maximize natin. At ito po, sinabi pa, sa ating implementing rules and regulation, Rule 22, Section 11A, sa Transco privatization, sinabi, yung award shall result in maximum present value of proceeds to the national government. Transco, ang tanong, having said this, na sinasabi natin sa Republic Act 9136, don't you think that the concession agreement pertaining to this peg na forex exchange natin na 42.75 is in violation of this Republic Act that I mentioned?
Mr. Chair, if you will allow, may I defer the answer to President Dennis of PISAM.
Sige po. Sige, anybody can answer from PISAM.
Mr. Chair, I understand where Congressman Fernandez is coming from, right? That and I can only assume what government did during that time. Since the bid was in dollars and the 25% of the fee was also paid upfront, which was paid in dollars, the 75% is remaining to be paid over a 20-year period, however in pesos. I can only assume that government at that time agreed to peg it at 42 pesos such that to maintain the value of the $3.95 billion winning bid.
But
that is my assumption, Mr.
yeah,
Chair.
but my question is, kasi binabanggit sa 47A, privatization value must be maximized, sabi. Lahat ng mga assets natin, di ba? At kailangan yung award niyan, kung bibigay natin sa concessionaire, kailangan magresulta sa maximum present value. Proceeds to the national government. Di ba? So, ang tanong, medyo unfair to sa government dahil nakapeg tayo sa 42 pesos?
Again, I can only assume that government at that time agreed with those terms, Mr. Chair, and government at that time agreed that it was receiving the maximum value for the asset, Mr.
And during that time, Attorney Mucha, you were the PISAM Acting Assistant Corporate Secretary. Was it
Mr.
correct?
Chair, I was working for the Office of the Government Corporate Counsel.
Yeah. Ano ka? Acting, ano ka? Sa PISAM ka nun?
I was with the Office of the Government Corporate
Hindi,
Counsel.
hindi ka PISAM?
I assisted my boss, then General Government
Agra.
Corporate Counsel,
Si Agra.
when he was acting.
Were you not able to try to what do you call that? Study that it is in violation of the EPIRA?
Mr. Chair, as Corporate Secretary then, the Government Corporate Counsel only took minutes. And that was also the duties assigned to me.
So hindi kayo na-involved dun sa paggawa ng concession agreement?
Mr. Chair, if I'm not mistaken, that was in 2007, the drafting, no.
Okay. Alright. Alright. Punta po tayo dun sa page 8. Sa ERC po, pakicheck nyo lang po yan. Yung bidding na conducted by ERC para po sa second regulatory period, 2006 to 2010. Yan po yung projected na kikitain. Hindi, actually, ayan na. Yan na yung ating gross na revenue. 2006, 35 billion. 2007, 37 billion. 38 billion, 39 billion. Alam na yung kita natin nung 2006 to 2010 bago pa nila i-bid. Bago pa in-award to. So, alam na po ng mga mananalong bidders na kikita talaga sila. So ngayon, ang ating pong tatanungin na yung Transco. Ang Transco kasi, next page. Ang Transco projected an income from 2009 to 2034 if not privatized. Paano sila nakapag-project? Because of that page that I showed a while ago, kasi nga may approve na ang ERC na maximum annual revenue at meron ng alam kung magkano na yung gross revenue yearly. So na-project nila 2009 to 2034 that if not privatized, 341.36 billion yung ating pong kikitain. Compare natin doon sa total proceeds from privatization na 168.9 billion or 3.9 billion. In other words, Mr. Chairman, hindi ko naman sinisisi ang NGCP, wala akong sinisisi dito. Sinasabi lang po natin ang difference that we lost 172.5 billion because we privatize. Pero ako to, hindi ko sinasabi yung government before at hindi ko rin sinasabi ang NGCP ngayon. But yun lang po ang observation natin na ang sinasabi ng batas, Republic Act 9136, the award shall result in maximum present value of proceeds to the national government. This was not considered. Punta tayo sa next page. Ito yung sinasabi natin franchise tax. Tatanungin ko po ang Transco. Kasi kanina po natin pinag-uusapan na sinasabi ng NGCP, nagbabayad po sila ng 3% franchise tax. Tama po to, Attorney Sagayo, di ba ba? Nagbabayad po tayo ng 3%
Franchise tax.
franchise tax. Magkano po yan? For example, yung 2016 hanggang 2020 po.
3% franchise tax.
Opo, yung
Mr.
3% po, ano po yung equivalent po? Taon-taon.
Can I ask our finance to?
2016 na lang po to 2020. Is it 1.6 billion? 1.6 billion. Total of your franchise tax? Is it correct? O, ganito na lang po. Sige. So, Transco, pwede bang malaman ko sa inyo kung alam niyo pa rin na is this true that the tax earnings by the government from Transco prior to privatization average at 9.5 billion per year? Do you have any knowledge about
Mr.
this?
Chair, we don't have the exact or the data right now, but we started paying corporate income tax. I'm not sure if that was 2007 or, but definitely during the second regulatory period.
Sige po, Attorney Matibag, kasi you were a former president of the CEO. So, do you recall that prior to the privatization, kailan po ba kayo naging Transco president?
2017 po to
2017. I'm sure na encounter niyo po yung binabayad ng Transco sa gobyerno.
Yes, we are paying a corporate tax.
How much?
Hindi ko na, kasi nung pumasok nga ako, NGCP na rin noon, no, yung 3% for na ano nila na binabayaran na franchise tax, no. Pero to my recollection, we made the projection at that time kung nagtuloy-tuloy yung Transco's projected corporate income tax na babayaran from 2009 to 2034, which is the concession period. We done this projection nung nandun ako is 108.8 billion.
Yeah, oh yeah. So, yung aking, ano nga yung page 10? Kasi sa page 10 na aking pong pinapresent, it's also 108.8 billion. So, galing sa Transco to. So, yung binabayaran naman natin na corporate income tax per year, 9.5. Pero sa NGCP, yung projected franchise tax po natin from 2009 to 2024, 16.3 billion lang. Ngayon, ang tanong, ito po bang 3% franchise tax nyo ay binabayad nyo mula sa inyo or binabayad, kinukuha natin sa consumer? Attorney. Yung pong 3% franchise tax po natin, saan po natin kinukuha? Sa sarili nyo kita or sa consumer?
We're paying it ourselves, the 3% franchise tax as we speak. We're paying it ourselves, Mr. Chairman.
So, mula po nang nabigay ng concession agreement po sa inyo, ay hindi nyo po sinisingil ang franchise tax sa consumer?
Okay, I have to qualify my answer, Mr.
Yes,
Chairman.
you have to.
During
Because
the
you're under
third-
oath.
Yeah.
Tandaan
Yes,
po
Mr.
ninyo.
Chairman, yeah.
Sige po.
During the third regulatory period, we were allowed by the ERC to pass that on to our consumers,
Correct.
the franchise tax.
Correct. Resolution number 7 of 2009 allowed you.
Allowed us.
Allowed
and we
you.
did that up to the
Yes.
time that ERC issued another resolution saying that it should be suspended, and we did suspend that.
Yeah, correct.
And henceforth, Mr. Chairman, we remitted the payments directly to the BIR.
Thank you for that, for being so honest, no? Kasi a while ago, parang gusto mong...
No, I didn't get
I hope
correctly.
mali lang yung aking assumption.
Oo.
Pero parang gusto nyo umiwas na hindi
No.
Okay,
No.
very thankful tayo dyan. As a matter of fact, talagang nung 2009, resolution number 7, ay sinabi ng ERC, okay? Pwede nang i-charge yan. Tag-charge na lang natin sa taong bayan, 3%. At hanggang 2023, resolution number 10, nag-decide si Mona Lisa, together with the commissioner, hindi pwede yan. Kailangan hindi i-charge sa tao yung 3% franchise tax. Responsibilidad dyan ng NGCP. Imagine, wala na nga kayong corporate income tax. Pati franchise tax, i-charge nyo rin sa consumer. Di ba? Napakaswerte nyo. Hindi nyo kasalanan. Nagdesisyon ng ERC eh. Hindi nyo kasalanan. Kaya nga sinasabi ko, hindi nyo kasalanan yung mga sinasabi ko ngayon eh. Kasalanan nila.
Okay.
Di ba? Inalaw kayo eh. Now, ang tanong, dahil sinasabi po ng ERC, hindi dapat i-charge yun sa consumer eh. Kasi franchise tax yun sa inyo na nga in lieu of all the taxes. Wala na nga kayong babayaran eh. 3% franchise tax na lang eh. Hindi pa natin, chinarge pa natin sa taong bayan. Tanong, sir. Since sinabi po nila na nakokorek kasi ang error eh. Doon sa ERC, nakokorek yan eh. Pwede ba nating ibalik sa taong bayan yung 3% na franchise tax? Kasi sabi nila, hindi pwede to eh. Di ba? Ang sabi, magkailangan po reasonable and with kailangan may justice eh, di ba? Being a high profitable entity, sabi nga ni Attorney Mucha, high profit ang NGCP eh. Ano ba naman yung 3% na franchise tax na ibabalik natin sa taong bayan? Siguro naman eh, hindi naman po napakalaki nun. Pwede po ba natin ibalik sa taong bayan?
So, well, Mr. Chairman, I regret to answer that at the moment. I need to see whatever resolution the ERC would issue, then we would take the appropriate action after receipt of that decision.
Okay, thank you so much.
Mr. Chairman.
Sunod po tayo sa susunod na slide. Mr. Chairman, hindi lang naman po ito yung nawawala sa atin. Again, hindi nyo na naman kasalanan to. kasalanan na naman ng ERC to. Alam mo, yung mga taga-ERC, maraming mga kalokohang ginawa dito. Kaya, alam mo, hindi lahat. Maraming matitino dyan. Alam na alam ko kung sino matitino dyan at sino yung mga masasama dyan. And even the employees of the ERC, mababait po sila eh. Pero may mga ano dyan, may mga ibang tao na hindi na nakukonsensya. Basta kumita lang. Now, ang tanong ko, sa government, aside sa losses natin sa 3% franchise tax of the concession, ito pong tinatawag nating interest income and yung interest income taxes. Kasi yung ating mga income, merong mga interest yan, mga savings, loans, bonds, merong interest yan eh. At sabi sa concession agreement, accepted yung interest. And we are losing like 1.8 billion for the 25 years. Ayan yung mga losses natin, no? Makikita nyo. Kasi yung interest income tax, may interest po yun eh, yung mga savings loans eh, saka mga bonds po natin. So, practically, in-exempted kayo sa lahat ng taxes. Nakuha niyo po ba? Napakaswerte niyo po talaga eh. I mean, hindi niyo kasalanan again. Kasalanan ng gobyerno. And that's the reason why we're here. Para maayos po natin yung mga repeal or amendments of the concession agreement or the EPIRA or the franchise law. Yun po yung purpose natin. And we have nothing against you. Okay, trabaho lang po to. Punta po tayo sa next page. Page 12. Tama yun na dinig ko kay Atty. Matibag that prior to the privatization, 15 billion annually from cash surplus to NPC ay nire-remit po ng Transco. Now, ang tanong ko, sa Transco, during that time ng 2005, kasi I just wanted to be educated on this, kung totoo po bang naging debt-free tayo. Kasi itong nakita kong dokumentong ito, for the year 2005, sinasabi nila, nagre-remit kayo ng 15 billion. Kaya nga, nung nagsalita si Atty. Matibag, nagulat ako. Parang totoo pala to. So, totoo ba na nagre-remit na kayo prior to the privatization? At ang PISAM, no longer secured loans for Transco to finance its separation and capital expenditures since 2005. CAPEX were sourced from its internal cash generation. So, nagagawa na ng Transco yung trabaho niya. Nakakapag-remit pa sa gobyerno ng 15 billion. Eh, what's the essence of the concession agreement with NGCP? Kung nagre-remit na pala kayo ng 15 billion. Correct? So, meaning, ang bigat ng ginawa ng gobyerno during the time. Tanong, sir, can you kindly confirm to me that we are really remitting 15 billion a year sa government as surplus? Surplus, ha? Ibig sabihin, nakapag-operate ng Transco. Do you have a knowledge about this? At tinagurian tayong crown jewel dahil ang laki ng binibigay niyo sa gobyerno. 15 billion ba naman surplus? O next page, para makita nyo. Ayan, 14.7 billion to be exact. The Transco cash surplus. At ang NGCP, yung mga deferred payments natin, 13.8 billion. The projected average annual cash surplus of the Transco is 14.7 billion, which is higher. Mas mataas pa tayo doon sa deferred payments ng NGCP. Bakit tayo nag-concession agreement? Again, hindi po ninyo kasalanan. Punta po tayo sa page 15. Hindi masagot ng Transco eh. Pero sana ma-research po nyo yan. Bigyan ko kayo ng copy nito para at least malaman po natin kung may yung veracity. And I wanted to find out sa ano rin po sa I think DBM or sa GOCC, yung sino bang head ng GOCC ngayon? Can we invite the GOCC in the next time, Mr. Chairman? Okay. Ha? Ang dami pa nito. Okay, yung value po ng ito pang isang hindi kinonsider ng concession agreement. Kanina nakikinig po ako sa balitaktakan po ninyo ni Atty. Melvin Matibag, ng mga nandito. Kasi nga, Atty. Matibag was not allowed or according to him, he was not allowed, pero pwede naman po. Ang tanong ko kasi, bakit po ba during that time that according to you, you allowed him, but according to him, hindi siya ina-allow? Ano ba reason bakit nagkaroon ng ganung confusion na ayaw niyong papasukin at sabi niyo naman pinapapasok niyo. What is the reason behind?
Mr. Chair, may I be
Yes.
recognized? Actually, that's what we are also asking because perhaps Mr. Matibag did not know he was already at the control center when we had the briefing. Because again, I repeat that we allowed Mr. Matibag and Secretary Cusi to enter the control center, actually the dispatch floor, which is usually reserved only for dispatchers. Even myself, I'm only allowed to go onto that floor at limited times. If I have guests, it is only at the conference room adjacent to the system control floor. So, but we did let them in and we gave them a briefing of that. And I also want, Mr. Chair, to clarify that apart from Mr. Matibag, many other Transco presidents, many other chairs, senators, congressmen, I think the NICA, no, not the NICA, the NSC, also conducted an on-the-spot inspection with no notice to us of the National Control Center, and they visited numerous facilities. We
Okay.
reiterate, Mr. Chair, our position that our facilities are highly secure, but they are not closed, especially to government, for so long as the protocols are observed and the not the limitations, the requirements under the concession agreement are observed. So as long as po nagsabi at sumang-ayon sa mga security protocols, makakapasok naman po talaga.
Actually, Attorney Cynthia, mucho hindi sana yun. Gusto na kitang putulin kanina kasi ang tungkol sa tanong ko yung tungkol dun sa issue ng other businesses. Kasi the Transco, ito is about the telecommunications. We're about to go to the telecommunications. So I'm sorry na-confuse ka doon sa tanong ko. Well, now, ang tanong ko, because during that time, paki-show nga yung number 15, hindi, number 17. 17. Yes, number 17 kasi po. Ang Transco sumulat sa NGCP noong March 28, 2017 and follow on April 11, 2017 on reports about the dismantling and the installation activities of telecommunication facilities and requested to allow Transco to inspect. Nakita ko, nabasa ko yung sulat ni former President Attorney Melvin Matibag kay Mr. Henry C. Ito yung issue that I wanted to be clarified. Because there was a allegation that you were installing telecommunication facilities inside the NGCP facilities, which is owned by the government.